All right, welcome back to the Central Valley Buzz. I'm your host, Chuck Leonard. Let's bring in our next guest, Ryan Steiner. Ryan, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, Chuck. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Good.
Now, Ryan, you're running from San Francisco to Fresno.
That's right.
You know, that's opposite of what normally happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're running from San Francisco to Fresno. Why?
I'm doing it to promote awareness and bring in donations for autism, and specifically, all donations that we bring in will benefit the Autism Center at Fresno State.
Okay. So it's approximately 150 miles.
190, actually.
Okay, that's not too much farther.
Yeah.
190 miles. What brought this all together, Ryan?
Okay, so what happened was I was engaging in my morning routine. I was watching the news, watching CNN, enjoying my coffee, and sitting on my couch, and I was getting ready to go for a run. I'm an avid runner. And as I was sitting there, I started thinking, you know, one of the things that I've always wanted to do in life was run a long distance, and I didn't really have anything in mind. And I was sitting there, and I was sort of ruminating on the past and thinking, you know, I wonder if I could run from San Francisco to Fresno. What's the feasibility of that? And so I got on my computer and started looking it up. I looked up the distance.
Because you can't run Highway 101 to 152 to 99.
No, you can't.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of logistics that go into it. And the more I started looking at the feasibility of it, the more I realized I actually could do something like this with proper planning.
Has anyone ever done this before?
I don't think so. There have been people that have run long distances for certain things. They normally do it in groups. I'm doing this solo. But specifically from San Francisco to Fresno, I don't think so.
How long is it going to take you?
I'm going to cover 190 miles over a 10-day period. So
19 miles a day.
In essence, 19 miles a day. There are going to be some days where I run 22, 23, other days where I run 15, 16. It's just,
what do you normally run?
I'll be really honest with you. I've never run anything like this. So my training has consisted of 2 to 3 runs per day at 6 to 7 miles each. Because that's how I'm going to be breaking up my runs. I really wouldn't be able to make it if I did 19 miles straight.
No.
So I'm going to break up the day, the 19 miles into 2 or 3 runs. And so that's how my training's been. And on a weekly basis, lately I've been averaging about 70 miles a week. And I'm upping that. This week I should top out at about 90 to 100. And then next week I'll taper down, so I'm rested.
How long do your tennis shoes last?
That's a great question, actually. So I've been running in the same pair of shoes, my go-to pair. I've been running in those for about 2.5 years. They're completely flat on the bottom. Any runner would tell you they're the worst things to run in, but I'm just very comfortable in them. I purchased another pair of those exact shoes a year ago, and I run in those as well. But I alternate, so I have 4 pairs of shoes. But my favorite ones I've had for 3-4 years.
So, is the autism thing, does that strike home anywhere?
It does. I have an aunt. She doesn't live here, but I am very close with her, and she has Asperger's. Now, autism covers a wide spectrum, and they call it autism spectrum disorder. And so you could be on the higher end of functionality or on the lower end. Asperger's is considered a higher functioning form of that. But to be honest with you, outside of that, I don't really have a connection to it. When I started researching a cause, because when I put this run together, I thought, you know what, I need to do this for something other than myself. So I started researching a cause that I could raise money for, and autism was the one that came to mind because it's so prevalent, number one, and Fresno especially, there's an inordinate amount of people with autism, and I thought, this is the right one. Yeah.
Did you grow up here in Fresno?
I did. I'll say I'm a Fresno native. I moved here in 1997 when I was 10 years old, so I've lived here for 17 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, from San Francisco to Fresno, what is your route?
Okay. So about 2 days ago, my father and I drove up to San Francisco. So he's going to be the one following me. And we wanted to look at the route that I had planned. I actually have a friend in Arizona, one of my best friends. He put together the route for me. And so we wanted to map it out and drive it to see how it'd work. Right now, the way it's set is I'm going to be starting in Oakland, and I'm going to be running through Oakland, and I'm going to be going over to Dublin, and then from Dublin over to Livermore, down the 33, just north of Los Banos, and I'm going to be cutting over east, and I'll end up on the 99 right around Merced.
See,
and
when
then
you
south.
go, you go through Crow's Canyon? How do you get through?
Exactly. So Crow's Landing, I'll be
Crow's
right.
Landing, right? Yeah.
I'll be right near Crow's Landing. But again, this is tentative. And when we drove it the other day, I'm glad we did, because we realized on the 33 there's absolutely no clearance for me to run. So we're going to have to alternate as we go. But that's part of the journey, and we're ready to do that.
What kind of people are sponsoring Ryan Steiner to run from San Francisco to Fresno?
I honestly thought there would be nobody because of the risk and the running involved. But I'm just blessed to have my alma mater, Fresno State, sponsoring me for this event. In particular, the Autism Center at Fresno State. They're helping get the word out, obviously, as far as media goes and press releases and things like that. But I've gotten donations, and I'd like to send a shout out to the owner of Jack's Car Wash. He made a very generous donation. Sierra Running Company has been integral in getting me some gear set up for this run. One other thing, too, so I don't forget, you can follow this on my Facebook. I'm nonstop posting on my Facebook and also on Ryan Steiner's Run for a Cause Project Facebook page. One thing I got yesterday was a special GPS watch, and this is going to be so cool. People can actually watch me run. Now, they can't see me as a person, but they can watch my live updates as I run. I tested it out last night. It works like a charm. And so you just go click on the link on my Facebook page and watch me as I run. So pretty intense, yeah.
When's the kickoff for this? When do you start?
So kickoff is going to be Thursday, October 30th, and I'll arrive 10 days later at Fresno State. That'll be November 8th. And it is, interesting to note, I'm going to be running during Halloween, so I wanted to make sure that I, was dressed appropriately. So I purchased the Forrest Gump running outfit. I got the hat, the beard, and everything. So I'll post a picture on Facebook. I'm not going to run 19 miles like that, but
you don't have the leg braces.
I don't have the leg braces, but it should be apropos. So I'm excited.
Awesome. If people want to help out with this, Ryan, how do they do it?
Please, please, please help out. People have already been so generous, and I'm so grateful for it. If you'd like to help, there are a couple ways you can. GoFundMe.com/22222. 5 twos.
22222 5 twos.
5 twos. Otherwise, you can go to GoFundMe.com and search Ryan Steiner's Run for a Cause project.
I'm sure you have it all over your Facebook page, don't you?
I'm doing too much Facebook posting. I think a lot of people have unfollowed me. That's fine. This is for a good cause. Go to my Facebook page, Ryan Steiner, Steiner, or the Ryan Steiner Run for a Cause project. Or you can contact me, rpsteiner@gmail.com, and I'm happy to assist you that way.
Okay, what does Ryan Steiner do after he's finished running from San Francisco to Fresno?
I take a long nap. And probably eat a lot of donuts. I love donuts. So I'm planning on having a few donuts, taking a nap, and then getting ready for work on Monday.
All right. Well, you will have deserved those donuts by the time you're finished, buddy. Thanks a lot for coming by.
Appreciate it.
Nice to see you. Now, we're going to take a quick commercial break and start the second hour of The Buzz. Remember that we have live music from Lazaire to come up and some great Fresnos and some great giveaways, too. We're going to be right back.